Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to Top Dog Tips. Today I'm going to share with you a recipe for homemade vegetarian dog food. It's very important that you speak with your vet before switching your pet to a vegetarian diet. You need to make sure that he still gets the vitamins, the minerals, the protein that he needs. So it's very important not to just try and do a vegetarian diet at home. For example, the recipe that I'm sharing with you today has 422 calories per serving, and while that might be a sufficient calorie amount for your dog, it may not have the nutrients that he's going to need throughout the day. So if you're feeding this particular recipe for both meals a day, say for a week, your dog's diet that week is going to be deficient in vitamins, minerals, protein, and some of the other things that his body needs to grow, develop, and to work 100% on a healthy level. So you need to consult either your veterinarian or a trained canine nutritionist in this case. You can feed a dog a vegetarian diet. That's a question that I'm often asked from people, is if it's possible. It is certainly possible, but a lot of times vets and canine nutritionists will ask that you include certain supplements for dogs, made specifically for dogs on a vegetarian diet, to make sure that they are getting those nutrients that they need. So if you've already had a conversation with your vet or your canine nutritionist and you are serving your dog with a vegetarian diet, this is a great recipe to add to your repertoire. Again, it's not 100% nutritionally sound, so it's going to be something that you add into your dog's diet over the course of a week or a month or whatever you might choose. So it's going to be part of the diet, not the full diet itself. So keep that in mind. And now I'm going to show you how to make it. On top of this recipe being vegetarian, healthy, and simple to make, it's only got 4 ingredients. So it's a limited ingredient recipe as well. If your dog has digestive sensitivities, that's something you want to look for, because it's going to be easier for him to digest less ingredients. You don't have to worry about the fillers and the junk that's in commercial foods. So what I have here in this bowl, so there's some prep work that goes into this, and I'll start with that. I had 2/3 of a cup of uncooked quinoa, and I boiled that in 1 1/3 cups of water, which yields 2 cups of cooked quinoa. So that's what I have in here, 2 cups of cooked quinoa. And it doesn't matter what color. I have white, obviously, but that doesn't matter. So 2 cups of cooked quinoa. Here is 1 cup of cooked peas. I just use frozen organic peas, and I boil those, and that's it. So I'm going to toss this around just a little bit to get it all mixed. You want to cook 1 large sweet potato, bake it in the oven at 400 degrees for about an hour. If you want, you can also even throw it in the microwave. This, now you can tell that I've kind of chopped it up. My dogs are not teacup breeds, they are larger. We have a chocolate lab and a beagle mix, so I made the chunks a little bit bigger. If you have a teacup dog, that's the great thing about homemade food, is that you can cater it to your dog's needs. So if you have a smaller dog and you don't want bigger chunks, you can cut them as small as you'd like, but mine are fairly large. So again, just tossing that all around. And then I have 1 sliced banana. A fairly large banana would be good. If you have smaller bananas, just slice a couple of them up. And again, toss it around, and that's it. This is going to be, as I said, 422 calories per serving, and a serving is actually about half of this. So it comes out to be about a 2-cup serving, and it's going to be 422 calories per serving. And if you talk to your veterinarian again about your vegetarian diet for your dog, you want to make sure that you understand how many calories that your dog needs per day, depending on his weight, age, activity level, all of that stuff. And your vet or a canine nutritionist can help you out with that. As you can see, Sadie and Molly love this homemade vegetarian dog food. Once it is cooled, you can feed it to your pet immediately. And for storage, you're going to want to put it in an airtight container in the refrigerator. This will last between 3 and 5 days. I make it in small batches and serve it that way, keeping it in the fridge. You can also store it in an airtight container in the freezer, and it'll last about a month that way as well if you'd like to make it in bulk. Thanks for checking out this video. For more information, jump onto our website, www.topdogtips.com. You can also find all of the latest posts shared on our social media channels. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Google+. Of course, you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date with all of our video guides and product reviews, how-to videos, and all the great videos that we share on Top Dog Tips. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you back next time.